Hi guys, my name's Andy, welcome back to Scottish Dream Productions, and today a layout I've filmed once or twice in previous videos, but today I'm going to talk about the refurbishment or just general yearly repairs that's been going on since January to March. I'm going to take you around the layout, show you what's been done and what's the plans for the future. So without any delay, let's get into it. So first thing I'm going to cover is the two villages on the layout that have pretty much been cleaned up from all the absolutely horrific synthetic snow that was put all over it during Christmas. You can see on the shop over there's still some left. Shame, I'll clean that up later. They've mainly been brightened up because before they were covered in this brown pavement. It just didn't really pop to the eye, so myself and Bez were the main ones working on this layout. I was the one doing most of the track work, he was the one working on the scenery. So he is responsible for cleaning up all the buildings and putting down this really nice bright light brown ballast that he's used as the new paths. He's also had the idea of putting in new crossing gates, so that was good. And over here, if you remember, there used to be a cricket pitch right there. Now, that actually used to be a bowling green. So what we've done is we took the cricket pitch out because it just looked way too out of place. And we've actually filled it with static grass, as well as, well, Bez has, as well as these two fields. He's also done the same with this village. He's put a nice brighter shade of ballast in, and he's put a new path on to the church. And if we come all the way around here, we can see there is a new crossing on the layout that leads to the signal box. We've always talked about we've always talked to each other saying, you know, how does the signalman get into that signal box? So what we've done is we've continued the path from the running shed. Got a crossing here with a sign. If my phone would focus, that would be marvellous. There we go, we've got a stop, look and listen, beware of train sign on both sides. We've also got a whistleboard there and just there, so if a train's coming, the guard won't get squashed. The outsides have been lined with little bits of foliage, and then he's got a lovely tree planted outside his signal box. This really made the layout stand out in another way. It gives you something else to look at, which was one of the things. People were just looking at it for about a minute, watching trains go around, and that was it. There wasn't really anything for them to look at and say, oh, would you look at that? So this is something else that we've done to make sure people are actually get interested in the layout. So here we are at the running shed. As you can see, the main thing that has changed is that the whole yard has mainly been improved visual wise. One thing that I really wanted to do was make this ash pit look a lot better, like more realistic, like it has actually been dug into the ground. Now, main reason I did this, if you look back to the 2595 retirement video, you'll see that in the last shot, this ash pit, it clearly is coming out the ground, and there's not really anything to kind of hide that it's, well, to make it look like, that it's been dug into the ground, so the footplate crew can get access to the firebox or the ash pit on the locos at the end of the day. So what I did was, if we look over here, you can see that the sleepers on the points are still there, and then when you come over here you can't see them anymore. That is pretty much the same with our railway. The rails kind of sink into the ground, or the ballast like covers the sleepers, and so that's what gave me an idea. So what I did was I poured a load of ballast around here, made sure that it covered all the grey bits of the ash pit that was showing, and then I glued it all down, and now it looks really, really good, to me at least. I'm really proud with how it came out. I'm really happy with it. And if I also move Daphne out the way and we look over here, you can also see, oh, can I move you out the way? No, not really. These are self-adhesive paving slabs. Now the self-adhesive bit isn't really that good, so if you get these, I recommend you glue them down first. Well, you put some glue down first and then you put them on. It will guarantee a proper stick and it won't come up, because when I first put these down, they kept on coming up every day, or whenever a loco went near it, the vibrations would actually make the slabs come off. So I glued it down and now it looks fantastic. So here we are on the next improved part of the layout, which is the station. Now, first thing we did, well, what I did was, to improve the layout, I removed all the track, cleaned it all of the old ballast, and then put it back down. And that also meant removing the points that were way over here. They were kind of the curve points. They're over there, but I'm not going to get them for the sake of time saving. So what we did instead, when we got rid of those, main reason we got rid of them is because they were causing trains to derail constantly. So we got rid of them, put in a nice smooth curve, and now we've got this crossover point. And as you can see, trains are going over it absolutely no problem, which is really good. And also, track 2, 1 lead nice and smoothly into the running shed over here. Now that does actually mean I could say stop the Ginty right there, decouple the carriages, run it, say, next to the 66, run Daphne out onto the carriages, and then run that round the layout. Now, I am possibly thinking of asking the manager, Carl, to get some point motors, but while I think about that, I don't think point motors would be, well, much of a point, badumch. So I don't think there would be much reason in getting any point motors, mainly because public just press a button over that side and the trains will just run on a loop like this. So having point motors would only be used in closed times when we're not open to the public, and just shunting or operating trains ourselves, testing the track, making sure everything works. So it might happen, it might not, but we'll see. Now, as you can see over here, when the track comes round, it goes out that way slightly and then comes back in. Main reason being, this building has a humongous overhang with this canopy. I tried running trains straight through it and they just instantly hit the canopy. So I've had to swerve around that slightly. It doesn't make too much of a difference. It's not that obvious when you're standing over there. But if you're looking at it this way, then you can actually tell. And that bit of track does need ballasting, so I believe some ballast is on order, so when I get a chance I will get it. What else? Now, as well as the track being improved, we went to Transport Models and picked up some 1950s to 60s station staff. You can't see the one over here, but there's one there. There's a couple over here. There's one with a trolley, and then there's one over here. We have also added a signal just over there. That was one thing we were talking about quite a lot, was we need to add a signal to the layout. So we've got the signal on the right, the danger and the all clear signal for this track, because obviously trains will come out onto this track and then go that way, so they've got to have somewhere where they know where to stop. And then the one on the left is just the bog standard for this one. Here we are at one of the main features of the layout, which is the third track embanking down and then over here, where it will go, well, the lower levels, well, the lowest level of the track. And over here, we have what is now the derelict siding. It was pretty much the derelict siding anyway. We used to have a point down here, you can't see, well actually you can, where the track doesn't join there. There used to be a point, but trains kept on derailing constantly, so we decided to get rid of it. And then I suggested to Bez, why don't we make it look actually derelict? And I must say he's done an absolutely terrific job with the amount of foliage, little bits of trees, different shades in the extra ballast. He's done really well. There are just some bits down here that need redoing. Well, not redoing, but working on. So those will be done within the next couple of weeks. So, you're probably thinking, what's left to do on the layout, or what are we going to do? Honestly, there's not that much left to do. Only things that really need doing over here is ballasting track 3, because that's the only one that had to be completely relaid and redone with FlexiTrack. The track that we pulled up was in such bad condition, it was so dirty, worn out, sleepers simply fell off with the tap of a finger, so we decided to rip it all up except for the piece of track that has power connection. That had to stay for obvious reasons. So that just needs ballasting. I think all we've ballasted at the moment is just this, if I can get the camera around, is only that little bit of track. So from where that first arch is there to where you can just see it there, that's the only bit of this layout that's been ballasted on track 3. So I've just spoken to Carl a couple of minutes ago. He said it will be, well, it is already on order, it just needs to arrive. And only the little bits that need doing is just making the ballast look a bit tidier, wiping the snow off, just general bits of cleaning and improving just to make the layout look that much better. So, now, what do I plan on doing? Well, obviously, as you can see, I've brought my rolling stock here. Most of it's been here for a good couple of weeks, mainly because the stuff in the display cabinet that's just behind me is absolutely knackered. It was just constantly run and run and run until it just couldn't go anymore, and it's been forced into retirement. So I've brought some of mine down, and I've got more than enough locos and rolling stock to keep this layout going for each weekend, and I can share the locos running time so they don't get worn out. So let's move on to one final piece that I need to show you, and here it is, guys. The sign that I have made, well, it's just a whiteboard that I've drawn on. It's the whiteboard that holds the name of the layout. I have named it. It's not official. It might change. The whiteboard might not stay. But the plan is to have it somewhere over there where the back scene will go. I'm not actually quite sure where the back scene is at the moment, but this will probably be at the back somewhere of the layout, and I think I'm going to leave it like this for our opening gala, and then I'm going to get rid of it, and then I'm going to jot down little things for you to try and find if you ever come to our railway and spot the layout. There's going to be little things you got to try and find, like the 2 hidden traffic cones, how many TARDISes are on the layout, what else? Where's Uncle Joe's chip shop? All that sort of stuff. So that has really been it for now, guys. So that's it, guys. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you come to the railway and see the layout for yourselves. But anyway, that's it for now. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, leave a like and a good comment. If you didn't like it, leave a dislike and a bad comment. And as always, guys, I will see you in the next video, and see you later. Bye bye.